It was good to see that you made it back from Tasmania. I know that was a long flight and you were kind of stuck there for a little while.
Yeah. It was. I was in Tasmania for 2 or 3 weeks doing the Dice Men Cometh. They all expense paid. They put me up in a hotel. Man, I was touring. You can ask Steve. I was touring the city. I went to the bars. I went to the churches. Okay,
this is him practicing lying to you, Chris. This is him practicing the lie.
Yeah, you got me there. I was like all excited about your trip to Tasmania.
No, I haven't been to Hobart, but if you haven't checked it out, Dice Men Cometh, their latest episode 319. I'm on the episode and I had a great time talking to Garth and Leon. That it's an awesome podcast. Let's bring in our next one, all the way from. Well, I'm not sure where he is tonight. It might be Baton Rouge, might be Lafayette, might be Pittsburgh for all I know. Where Jay Bell, welcome to the show. Where you at, Jay?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm in Tasmania too, actually.
Oh, okay, good. Hey, let's grab a beer after the show. We'll go to Tasmania. And our last contestant, we can't trust her. We can only hope to contain her. And that's Verla.
Hey, guys.
Verla.
Hey, Verla.
Welcome in. Verla,
hey, Jay.
up there.
Hey.
All right, so Steve is down in the lobby, but we can hear him. He's that discombobulated voice in our headphones. Chat crew, you're in on this game. And Steve, tell us about the game.
Well, this is going to be Board Game Bataille, but to clarify it for you, for those of you who don't know Bataille, this is basically going to be 4 rounds of Board Game Survivor, essentially. I've got 4 different rounds where there's a theme in the round, and I've put together 6 games in each of them. I talked to BJ, Chris, Jay, and Verla beforehand and got their picks for each of these. And what they're going to do in each round is argue about which one should get booted off. And each of them is going to take a turn, throwing somebody off the island, tossing a game. And by the time we get to the very end, there will be 2 left. And the chat crew will do the final elimination. The chat crew will kick off the last game. There will be a winner in the round. And whoever one of the 4 of them has picked that game to get through will get either all of the points if they did it alone or split it with anybody that they share it with. It's going to be total points at the end of things, 6 points per round, and it's divided equally among everybody who won in that round. Total points wins.
Any questions about the rules?
You can play it straight. You can really argue for the one that you want to get through, or you can do what other people do and go underhanded and argue for something else and try to play the old switcheroo, but we'll see.
Who would do that?
Jay says he's got a major strategy, so let's see your major strategy tonight, Jay. And Chris, we won't have to worry about. He's an opinionated gamer, so he's going to be throwing opinions out. All right, so everybody's. Spencer's going to have to miss You're going to miss Board Game Bataille, Spencer. All right, that's all right. Yes, and yes, Beth. The whole part of the show is that you get to murder. You're going to be the last murderer. All right, so Board Game Bataille, presented by our Bourré game. That's right. You can learn to play Bourré if you haven't. Laissez le bon temps bourré. Carlos Roy has designed a deck, and I won't even show you the picture, but there is a special Ace of Spades in there, Chris, if you want one. But it's got the instructions for bourré. It's a trick-taking game, and you love trick-taking games. It's a gambling game. It's such a big gambling game. The NBA almost had to ban it because people were pulling out guns on each other in the locker rooms. So it's an awesome game. You don't have to play it for $75,000 like Gilbert Arenas. You can play it for $5. All right. A lot smaller game down here in Lafayette. I don't know about you players over there in Chris over there in Missouri, but we can play a lot smaller. $5 game. All right, Steve. So take it away.
All right. Your first category. Your first category is social deduction games, and I gave you all a list of 6. Here's the 6: Werewords, The Resistance, Shadows over Camelot, Spyfall, Coup, and Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Now, each of you told me what your private pick was. But I'm going to let you all fight about what ones should go and what should stay, and then I'm going to call on you to eliminate them. So chat for a little while and fight it out.
Anybody has an opinions on the best one of those games? Anybody not played any of those games?
Social deduction is just not my jam, and I didn't think I'd played any of them, but I found back in my BG stats, I did play Werewords once. But out of all of those, I would be voting to keep Shadows over Camelot because the theme speaks to me. And I feel like, okay, if I have to play social deduction, I could get behind Knights of the Round Table. And Bruno Cathala, which, he's fantastic. So I think this one could be a winner for me.
This guy right here, Chris Wray, has probably played all 6 of them because he loves social deduction games. Chris?
I love 5 of the 6.
5 of the 6. Okay.
Which is the one you don't like?
I don't like Spyfall.
Okay.
Okay.
You all played it?
I've played it, and it was the least one that I liked also. But I didn't have a cheat sheet, and if you don't have that cheat sheet when you play Spyfall,
that's why I don't like it. Yeah, you hit it. You hit the nail on the head there.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Jay, you played Spyfall?
Yeah, and I agree with Chris there. I've played some of these, but there's one in particular that I think just really not only does well at social deduction, but it has a nice it's super thematic. So yeah.
Which one is that?
He might not be telling you.
Oh, might not want to say.
Tell us. Okay.
Yeah, Chris, if you haven't memorized the cheat sheet on Spyfall and you even take a glance at it during the game, you're busted. You know, unless you're doing it on purpose. And I'm just, I'm so honest. I can't do things like that. I'm looking at it because I really need to look at it.
Honest?
My complaint is they should have given a cheat sheet to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be. So my favorite of those, I don't think it'll be a surprise to anybody in the chat crew. It's going to be Deception Murder in Hong Kong. I've taught the game a million times. It's a favorite in our high school game club. It's thematic, right? I mean, it's super thematic. You really feel like you're trying to solve cases. And unlike Chris's favorite game, Werewolf and all of its denizens, there's a reason why you fuss at people. Because you're looking at the clues and you can say, oh, look at this. I mean, this is obviously the murderer because that werewolf, you just like pick somebody in a hat. Oh, I don't like that person's nose. I'm just going to start calling them the mafia or the werewolf, right, Chris?
No, werewolf.
No, it's no strategy. You just literally pick somebody. Oh, no, here's the famous one. Oh, look at this person talking so much. They must be guilty. No, I always talk all the time.
But you are guilty, though.
That is true.
Yeah.
No defense for werewolf.
Talk here. Anybody going to talk down some of the other games?
So I gotta say, Verla, I don't agree with you on Shadows over Camelot. It doesn't speak to me. Like the theme is just one. I can't get behind it. I don't know why. I'm such a huge fan of like knights and medieval and everything, but mixing it with social deduction just is not my jam. Not at all.
Interesting. Well, I'm curious too, because I feel like almost every time we play the Envy game on here, that comes up if the guesses steer towards social deduction at all. So I keep hearing about it, even though it's older and it seems to be a classic. So the theme totally does it for me, probably more than anything else on the list, unless you guys can sell me on something else on the list. I mean, for someone that doesn't love social deduction, what do you guys think I'd like?
I love Shadows of Camelot. I don't know if Chris has ever played it, but I own everything for it except for the Company of Knights expansion, which has the painted figures. But I love the cards in the Merlin's Company expansion. I love the way it plays. I am terrible at the game. I maybe have won once. I'm absolutely trash at that game. Chris, what do you think of Shadows of Camelot?
I think it's an extremely fun game. The problem with social deduction games is not with like as a genre problem. The problem with long social deduction games is the real fun part is the reveal of who the traitor was, right? And in Shadows over Camelot, that's a long game for that one really fun moment. But I personally absolutely love Shadows over Camelot. I think it's beautiful. I find like the card play fascinating. I actually think I have never done it where I played without the traitor, but I probably could play without the traitor and still enjoy it.
Yeah, I was looking it up on BGG, and the pictures were calling to me, and yeah, I'm totally intrigued by it.
Played once when there was no traitor. I think that's familiar. When we all kept thinking the other person was a traitor. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to call time on y'all here and start to do some eliminating. I'm going to go through this. I just want to give a quick comment here. Beth, I did say werewords, but I think BJ was calling back to Chris being a huge werewolf fan. We deliberately left werewolf off on this one because I think that might have been a little bit too much down Chris's street.
Was that?
So we're going to do the elimination now. And again, I'm going to take you through in this order. Let's say for the first round, Chris will get the first elimination, then Jay, then BJ, then Verla. So Chris, which one of these games are you tossing off the island?
Coup.
Coup has to go. Coup is gone. Okay. Particular reason?
I don't think it's a social deduction game.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So Coup is in it. And also, since nobody said anything about it, either everyone was playing real cool and hoping it was going to slide through, or nobody likes it.
I was throwing it out myself.
I will say I do like Coup. I can see how it could be not seen as a social deduction game, but there's so much deception there that I think that's why they try to put it there.
Okay. So
I mean,
Coup
Chris,
is gone.
when you play Coup, you do hide your role, right? I mean, you're trying to fake other people into thinking you're a particular role, right?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think, but the social deduction, you have to deduce what somebody's role is, and I don't think you necessarily have to do that in Coup.
Or do you?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm shockingly bad at Coup, so this is probably on me.
All right. So Coup is gone. Jay, you're next in line. What's got to leave?
Come on, Jay, don't be cruel.
But so sadly, out of the 6 games that were there, like Shadows over Camelot just did not speak to me. Not at all. That's the one I'm gonna axe.
Okay.
Oh man,
Shadows is gone.
Jay.
We are now up to BJ. What are you going to axe, BJ?
How do you follow that? I mean, Verla's pretending to be brokenhearted about of Shadows.
I'm crushed. I'm really crushed, Jay. I thought we were friends.
Are you crushed?
Maybe a little.
I am throwing out the Resistance. I'm tired of the Resistance.
Ooh.
I don't like the shouting. It's as close to Werewolf as I want to get to. And I just, if I never play the Resistance again, I'm fine. Although I do want to play Avalon because I've heard it's a better version. I've never played Avalon, but if I never play the Resistance again, I'll be a happy person.
Okay.
So I'm picking out the Resistance.
The Resistance is gone. That didn't get a whole lot of comment either. Grace, could you grab him?
Toby.
Okay. Toby. Yeah, Toby is yelling at the people.
Oh, happy birthday, Toby. Happy adoption day, Toby.
Yeah, yes. An old man today. So we are down to Verla, I believe. Verla is kicking out before the chat goes. What's left?
Okay.
Verla?
What do we have left? We've got Deception,
We
Murder in
have
Hong Kong,
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong,
Spyfall, and Werewords, right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay. I am going to get rid of Spyfall.
Okay.
Doesn't call to me at all.
Spyfall is gone. So here's your call, chat crew. Starting now, you have 2 games in front of you, and you have to pick which one you're going to kick off the island to declare a winner here. Tell me who you're going to eliminate: Werewords or Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Starting now, and start putting those comments in the chat. I'm going to get them started on round 2, but we're watching for your comments. Okay, round 2 is Spiel Winners. And we couldn't do, something with Chris here without going back to Spiel Winners. The 6
Chris
that I picked are Dominion, Azul, King Domino, Ticket to Ride, Carcassonne, and Catan.
So Dominion, Azul, King Domino, Ticket to Ride, Carcassonne,
and Catan. And you can do the same thing again where you kind of freeform chat about what you hate, what you love. And then Jay's going to kick off the eliminations this time.
Any thoughts?
Sort of 6 amazing games.
You can't play them all. This is Board Game Bataille, Chris. Come on. So which one is your favorite one out of the 6?
Mine? Oh, Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride? Okay.
I have
Ticket to Ride out of the 6.
Ride.
Yeah, Jay, you've never played Ticket to Ride, right?
Never played Ticket to Ride.
Yeah,
What?
You
can get
not
it
yet.
for $1.
Not yet. I only own like 5 versions of it, Jay. So I can teach you any one of the 5 versions.
Yeah.
So 6. I own 6 versions of Ticket to Ride. My pride and joy of my collection. And I'm not a big board game collector. I trade, sell, but the 10th anniversary edition of Ticket to Ride, that is something that will always stay in my collection.
Oh, I want that one.
I love that. I like bringing that thing out. Ticket to Ride out of the 6. Boy, I mean, these are tough. Ticket to Ride. That's probably
the weakest one is.
What's that?
I think the weakest one's King Domino. I love King Domino. I absolutely adore King Domino, but I don't think people are going to be playing King Domino in 10 years, but I bet they're still playing the other ones.
I wonder if BGA, the ubiquitous of BGA and the fact that so many people play King Domino on BGA, and I mean it's so easy to teach. It's such an entry level game. I don't know. You might be right. It just seems like this whole list is out of the 6. I think Dominion's the one that people are not going to be playing in 10 years.
I agree with that.
Somewhere cries.
Poor Dale. Poor Dale. Right now, Dale's going, I'll never be on that show again. Never. No, I actually love Dominion. I just bought another expansion for it recently. I love it. But once they stop putting out expansions, or maybe they won't. But the evolution of the deck building genre is just, man, it's really good stuff.
You might be right too, because Dominion could use a facelift.
Yeah,
Definitely. Most definitely.
So,
well, it did get one with the board. It's called Clank.
Shane,
Or
Try that yet.
Lost Ruins of Ornak, or what's the one that's coming out right now? Dune Imperium, right?
Yes.
Dune Imperium.
So why would we need Dominion when those are all around?
So
Kelly says Dominion's out of here.
I also think,
Yeah, I agree with her.
I think Catan has a problem. I love Catan because I first played Catan in like 2004, and I have fond memories of Catan, but I think it's mostly nostalgia. Whenever I teach people who have joined the hobby within the past 10 years Catan, they're like, why are we playing this?
You
It's
know,
a little bit.
I get what you and Beth are saying, but at the game store this past Wednesday, not Jay when you and I were there, but the previous week, there were people there that I had never seen before. Their first time, they're ex-card, CCG game players, and you know what they wanted to play? They told the store owner, "Hey, do you have a copy of Catan? We'd like to learn it." They didn't recognize a single other game in the store, but they knew Catan.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people, maybe it's just our little town, but there are people in Lafayette. That's still the go-to game that they play. The game store today, I don't know if you saw it, Jay, he's posting about how he got the new 25th anniversary, 15th anniversary,
25th, I think, since 1995.
Yeah,
That's the year it came out.
Oh, he's excited. He's posted, we've got it. It's going to be limited, and you got to hurry up and come and get it. And people are going to buy that game. I think Catan still has legs.
Yeah, I think it does for a long time.
What do you think, Jay?
I don't know about Catan still having legs. I think you can only play so much of it. Once you've played it and once you've mastered it to an extent, it's an entry game. It's just to teach people the hobby, and there's so much more out there. I mean, if we're comparing that to Ticket to Ride, as I know a lot of people know, Ticket to Ride's the better game.
It is. And Chris, I am pronouncing it correct because I'm pronouncing it the way Bruno Catala pronounces it. I'm pronouncing it the correct way.
That cracked me up.
What's that?
He says Kingdomino?
Kingdomino.
He says both at the same time. I don't know how he does it. He's French. He says both ways at the exact same time, and he pulls it off, and I'm trying my best. Kingdomino. All right.
There is no love or hate so far for Azul or Carcassonne.
I'll speak up for both of those. They're both fantastic. I think they both have staying power. Look at Carcassonne, how long that one's been around, and continues to be an introductory gateway game that people play beyond just teaching their friends. Families are playing it over and over. And me, tile laying, and there's tiles on Azul as well.
Yeah, but
gorgeous. Go ahead.
Here's the quick question, though, Verla. Out of the 6,
Mhm.
Chris, Jay, if you're playing just the base game, no expansions, no 10th anniversary editions, no special meeples, just the base game of those 6 games, Azul might rise closer to the top as just the base game.
I don't know. I don't think I'd like Azul as much when you introduced it to me without the crystal mosaic. That really did it for me.
Yeah, the boards and the overlay do a lot. I agree, but as the gameplay, Chris, if you're just playing base Dominion, Azul, Kingdomino, Ticket to Ride, Carcassonne, and Catan, which one are you playing?
Ticket to Ride still.
Still Ticket to Ride. My problem is that base Ticket to Ride would be without the 1910 expansion.
Right.
And I don't like it without the 1910 expansion.
Man, I'd be playing Carcassonne still.
Interesting.
It might be between Azul and Carcassonne for me out of those 6.
Well,
if I'm playing just the base game.
Chris, you look like you were going to say something. Go ahead.
So I'm going to hate on Azul a little bit. I love Azul.
This is Michael Kiesling you're talking about. All right, I'm listening.
After about 36 plays, I got really tired of that game, and if I never play Azul again, I'll be just fine.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand.
I almost got to that point. Like, I will still play it happily, but we did kind of wear it out in my household for a while, and was really glad when the next few versions came out. And I'd probably rather stick with the Summer Pavilion version long term if I had to downsize from all three of them.
Yeah, and I'll never,
go ahead.
to go what Jake said. I don't think I'll ever play again with the Crystal Mosaic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. All right, so we've decided.
Call you on this one, but I got to give you the update from round one. The update from round one was that Wereword's got the axe. So BJ solo takes all 6 points of a round with deception. So that might also affect how you vote to eliminate things in round two. BJ's the runaway leader at this point. Time to pile up. All right.
Or work
got,
with me, people.
Yeah, I work for Verla. This is
shared victory, right?
Yeah.
Shared victory.
No, you know that the rule is if there's a tie at the end, BJ loses. That's
I do.
This is true.
So what we've got now is we've got those 6 games, and the elimination order is going to be Jay, BJ, Verla, then Chris. So Jay,
all right, Jay, what you got?
You're going to kick off the island.
So here's where the strategy comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the plot twist. I'm gonna eliminate Carcassonne.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why are you hating on me tonight, Jay?
Okay, see, I love Carcassonne. As you guys know, I bought the big box and I
You're
don't
the park
regret.
shark or something, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's good at Carcassonne.
I can pick it tonight because I knew that would just be too straightforward. So yeah, I'm gonna eliminate Carcassonne.
Wow, he's zigging. Hey. All right, who's
going
next?
going right for the throat right off the bat. All right, so Jay goes, then now BJ up to eliminate.
Well, man, he stole my pick. I was going to pick Carcassonne.
Man.
Out of those 6, I'm gonna eliminate Dominion. Yeah, Dominion's gone.
Okay. Dominion's gone. Wow. I did not see this breaking this way. Verla, what are you going to toss?
I was going to give Dominion the axe as well, so now I have a hard decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta leave King Domino in there, though. The art is fantastic. If you ever look up close at all the little details, shadows of the dragons flying overhand and everything, it's just so great. I'm going to get rid of Catan.
So King Domino stays in?
King Domino stays in. Catan, bye-bye.
Okay.
So Chris gets the last elimination before the crew. Azul, King Domino, and Ticket to Ride. What are you going to eliminate, Chris?
We know which one he's going. Yeah, we knew he was going with that one.
All right, so chat crew, you've got 2 left. Pick which one you're going to eliminate, King Domino or Ticket to Ride. Starting now, I'm going to start looking at the comments right now here. King Domino or Ticket to Ride, which one gets the axe? All right. And then I'll move you all on to the next round here while they're doing their voting. The next round, as I hinted to before, is going to come back. The good doctor's back. We're with a round of Knizia here. I got 6 Reiner Knizia games for you, and they are My City, Ra, Modern Art, Tigris and Euphrates, Lost Cities, and The Quest for El Dorado. Do your mix it up, Battle Royal style, but BJ gets the first elimination this time, so chat it up.
Well, for me, I'm leaning toward My City, although Chris Wray is going to hate on me for that one, only because I haven't played it. So I haven't played the first 2. I haven't played My City or Ra. I did not like Quest for El Dorado. The 3 in the middle, though, Modern Art, Tigris and Euphrates, and Lost Cities, all fantastic games. Everybody knows on the show that I want to make a copy of Modern Art, but the stamps version with personal stamps. I want to do that someday. Quest for El Dorado week. Somebody's going to have to sell me on why My City or Ra or Quest for El Dorado shouldn't get booted.
I agree with you. Those are the 3 worst on that list.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I thought you liked My City.
I like all 6 of them, but those are the 3 worst.
Okay.
I really like Quest for El Dorado. I don't know what it is. I think of the 6, I haven't played actually any of these. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I haven't played any of these. No, I have played Tigris and Euphrates.
Lost Cities is on Board Game Arena.
It sure is.
Wow,
yeah.
Okay. So when I looked at all these, I was really interested in Lost Cities as well. So Lost Cities actually seems like a really, really fun game. But more than that, Quest for El Dorado just seemed really like fun and thematic where you're like going through these different parts of the jungle and the village and the river. I don't know. It really just spoke to me. It has hexes, which are awesome.
I think Quest for El Dorado is the reason why Dominion still hasn't died. Why Dominion still has a place.
Wow.
Quest for El Dorado
Wow.
it's just garbage.
No,
It's
disagree.
garbage.
Flat out disagree. I'm with Jay. I mean, look, well, other shoulder there. There's behind my shoulder my Quest for El Dorado. And I would pick that out of all of them, not just because it's the only one I played, but the other ones, and looking them up, none of them speak to me at all. But El Dorado, you've got deck building. And like Jay was saying, it's so thematic, going through the jungle, searching after things, and just the race aspect of it. When we first learned that game, my siblings and I stayed up till about 3 a.m. We played it 10 times in a row. We just kept switching up the maps and making our own thing, and never got sick of it at all. We've had some friends that put together 2 sets of it and made a giant one, and it's just a blast. It's so much fun.
I did have a rules question about Quest for El Dorado, so maybe you and Chris could help me out, though. When you're playing Quest for El Dorado, don't you ask yourself, why am I not playing Clank?
No, because I haven't played Clank, and that hasn't.
And I looked through the rule book and I couldn't find the answer, Chris. I looked everywhere.
It's in the expansion, BJ. They'll fix it in the expansion. It's in the rule book for the next version.
So
What'd you say, Chris?
I think both of those are worse than Dominion.
And going back to Tigris and Euphrates, I'm probably the only one here, but Babylonia kills Tigris and Euphrates. There's just no reason to own Tigris and Euphrates if you own a copy of Babylonia.
Tigris and Euphrates can be a bit boring, but it has that extremely cool scoring system. Like, it's just an extremely cool scoring system. I wish more games used it.
The conflict part, though, it's just Babylonia strips that out.
Very wacky.
Yeah.
I will say so I will slightly defend modern art here. If I were to have like a fire or some tragedy in my house and I were like fleeing through this basement, I would stop in my game room. If I could only grab one game, it would be a copy I have of modern art. It's not my favorite game, but it's just like I feel like it's the game that I'm like the most sentimentally attached to. So that's the one I would grab.
Which version of modern art do you have? That it's obviously the CMON version, right?
I have this is an obsession, so I'm warning to the group. I have like 7 or 8 versions of modern art, and my favorite one is the Oink version, which is about yay big. And Dr. Knizia, I saw him at Essen and he signed it to me, which is why I would grab that one.
So that's the one you would
Fair
grab.
enough.
Yeah, and Brandon Kemp also has a signed copy because I had bought his copy that day too, and I'm like, can you also sign this one? So
I'm gonna ask that one when it's my turn.
Yeah, you should have said all that, Chris, because that thing is a goner, man.
No, I literally had to evacuate for fires in September, and I grabbed my signed Castles of Burgundy because favorite game, and it was signed. So yeah, I get the modern art, grabbing that one for sure.
I only have one signed game, and it's Empires of the North, and I like Ignacy, okay, but I mean, I don't think I would not run in a burning building to save Empires of the North, even though I love that game. Dean, I'm not dogging on it. I love Empires of the North, absolutely love it, but nope, not going in the building to save that.
I'm trying
one.
to think if there's anything.
Steve, you got an update for us?
The update is that King Domino is gone, which means that BJ got another 2 points. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's going to be 3 points because he's splitting it with Chris only. Chris and BJ both get 3. So BJ keeps his lead, but Chris is keeping pace.
I figured at worst I had a compadre, and you were going to keep Ticket to Ride to the end. So I jumped on the Ticket to Ride train. All right, time to vote. Let's go round 3.
So if we're going to vote, this is going to be in this round. BJ kicks it off. What are you gonna eliminate?
Well, I know what Jay's going to eliminate, so I don't have to use my vote on that one. At least I hope, Jay. We have a deal, right? You are going to eliminate it. I don't think Chris is telling the truth, and I'm getting rid of my city just in case. I think Chris is trying to play us. I'm getting rid of my city.
Interesting.
Getting rid of my city. Interesting. Okay.
No, you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it. It's not my city. I'm getting rid of Tigris and Euphrates because I just don't think I think Babylonia replaces it. I really do. Tigris and Euphrates, you're fired. You're out.
Okay. So BJ has gotten rid of Tigris and Euphrates. Verla, you are up.
I'm going to get rid of Ra.
It is gone.
Ra. Bye-bye.
All right.
Chris
Not,
got a poker
not a whole lot of
face.
discussion about that one. That was interesting.
It really wasn't.
BJ and Verla
Oh,
are
Chris
done.
Stratton had to check out, so we'll see you later, Chris, and good luck. Again, it's funded already, so asking for troubles. Check that out. All right, Jay, what you got?
Chris is up.
Oh,
Chris.
I will eliminate my city.
Interesting. And Jay, with modern art, lost cities, and quest for El Dorado left.
I like going last. This is fun.
Okay.
You're gonna break some hearts, Jay.
I think I'm gonna have to eliminate Lost Cities.
Lost cities is gone. So
By the way, I have a copy. So next time you come by, we'll have to see. It takes 20 minutes to play the game. So super easy.
Yeah.
Super.
So the chat crew has to make the final elimination. Pick the one you're going to kick out, and your choices are between modern art and the quest for El Dorado. What are you going to eliminate?
Modern art's not very modern. I mean, it came out in '92, I think I saw on BGG.
It's so many versions of it, though. I mean, every year it seems to get repackaged, repurposed into a different edition.
Yeah, but they can't ask for
they
the old
still
ones
haven't
back and
managed to
rename them
improve it?
old art.
Yeah.
So chat crew, you're voting between modern art and quest for El Dorado starting now. I'm gonna be paying attention to that. We'll move on to the last round, which is the Kenner Spiel winners. And
I
for
would have voted
these-
it out, Beth, if it was my county. All right.
That quest for El Dorado has a lot of counties. Every single hex is its own
Every single
county.
hex is the county. That makes sense. All right. So for your fourth and final round, you've got Kenner Spiel winners, and the choices for this are these 6: The Crew, Istanbul, Wingspan, Quacks of Quedlinburg, 7 Wonders, and Exit the Game. So
This is going to be easy for me, Chris. I've out of those 6, there's only one that I haven't played, and that's Istanbul. Came out in 2014. It should not have beat Concordia. Concordia should have won the Kinderspiel that year. And I played Istanbul, the dice game, and I don't see any reason to play Istanbul because the dice game is a blast. It's easy to set up and easy to play. And I've been told, by people I trust, that Istanbul, without a certain expansion, is broken. That it's just not. It can be exploited if you don't have the expansion. So maybe you can help me out with that.
So I love Istanbul. I actually think I like it better than Concordia.
Not okay.
to quote Mick, shots fired.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's the best crowd to come bringing in some Concordia heat. What's that?
If it's broken, I don't know that, but it's an easy game to find and play because it does have not just a really good app. The only game on this list that I really disdain is Exit the Game, which is completely misnamed because it's not a game. I used to think I liked these sorts of things, but I played several of them, and it turns out no, I just don't like them. So
you don't like? Are you saying you don't like exit type games like Unlock or any of the other games, or are you just saying that serious?
Agitating. Like I don't know what it is about my personality, but like every time I start one, I'm like, it's like there's this promise that I'm going to have a good time, and then at the end of them, I'm always just annoyed, and and I'm actually like a hard person to annoy, and like I'm just like, when is this going to be over? Like there needs to be a timer to stop me, and so yeah.
Wow. So I disagree with you. We're big fans of those escape room type games in the Gumbo. We got 3 new to review in today, so we're gonna try that. Steve and I played Deckscape till midnight. Remember that we did that virtually with Luke or no Kevin? Yeah, it was with Kevin.
Kevin and Eric, I think.
And Eric, that's right, and Eric Batson. So I do like him. Jay, have you ever played any of these escape room type games?
Yeah, I've done a few of them, and I can't tell you which because I mean they out in my mind.
They all just run together,
and then they're better in person. Yeah,
that's right. So are we all throwing out Exit the Game, Verla, or do you have a different choice?
Yeah, I'd say bye. Exit can make an exit.
Yeah, we can go ahead and toss out 7 Wonders with it. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If it was Seven Wonders Duel, I mean, that would be staying for sure. But Seven Wonders, meh.
Chris, what is going on? Over the last 10 years, it seems like Seven Wonders has taken a lot of hits. It's taken a lot of hits, and I still love the game. Seven Wonders with Armada is my preferred method. I love it. I think it's still relevant. I think it's still fresh.
But
Chris?
out of all those games,
I think Seven Wonders is my most played game of all time.
wow.
And can I tell you just a really funny story, just 30-second story? When it first launched on Board Game Arena in the middle of the night, and I'm obsessed with Seven Wonders, and I played hundreds of games of it back in grad school. And I was online when it launched, and I played like 4 or 5 games in a row, and I won them. So I was briefly the #1 ranked player on Board Game Arena. But here's the thing, that only happened because nobody else had played it. And I went on a weird winning streak. I'm actually not a good Seven Wonders player. And so I actually briefly held this like #1 title. And now like every time I play it online and I lose, I'm like, you were once great. And
You were once great.
Own that. Were you the first like best player? Because you should just.
I was. Yeah, I literally was. Yeah.
That's
Screenshot
awesome.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
I sent Brandon an email at like 3 a.m, and he like mocks me about the email.
You need to fill it. You need to Philip Millman the heck out of that.
Yep,
Yes,
that's
you need a
right.
trophy.
What's your favorite combo? How do you play Seven Wonders? What's your favorite way?
I like the base game.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I love Armada. I think Armada is the best expansion, at least out of the ones I played. I haven't played Babel. I have not played that one.
Okay.
That's the one that doesn't seem to be getting a reprint with the new version.
It did not. It was not announced. True. Yeah.
True.
It's most people have it the lower ranked one, but.
So you've talked about Istanbul, Seven Wonders, and Exit. No discussion of the Crew, Wingspan, and Quacks?
Oh,
they're perfect games.
They're great.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed when the Crew won the Kennerspiel. And I was so annoyed, which is such a weird statement because I'm a big fan of the Spiel and I'm a big fan of trick-taking games. I think it should have won the Spiel But I love the Crew, and I'm so happy that it's like so revered in the hobby right now.
Are you excited about the underwater version?
But I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah,
you're telling me something.
Oh, really? Yeah. So anybody doesn't know in Chat Crew, they announced yesterday the Crew. I can't pronounce the German version, but it translates to deep underwater. And you're underwater explorers, and there's 50 new missions to explore underwater.
Nice.
Yep. And designed by Thomas Singh.
Really smart. I think Seven Wonders is. I think she's right that it has been replaced by other drafting games. Like people really love like Sushi Go and stuff.
Sushi Go, Paper Tales. I don't know if you've played that. It feels like Seven Wonders, but with different ways of attacking. So I don't know. This is a tough list. Trying to pick out of these 6, Verla.
Yeah.
Man, it's gonna have to be Wingspan or Quacks all the way. It's got to be Wingspan because Beth is in the chat room right now, and we can't eliminate that. That would just be wrong.
She makes a good point. Otherwise,
Quacks. If I can just sort of show my disdain, I love that. But here's the problem with that game. That game has way too much luck for gamers to like it. They do, and I don't understand it. Like, if you just showed me Quacks on the island, I would be like, there's no way gamers will like this. They hate luck in games. But, like, everybody loves the game, and it is pretty luck-driven.
That always surprises me too, but I think that is just one of the reasons to love it and why it has staying power, because it's managed to get beyond all those expectations for gamers and how they would feel about it. It's so fun. It's so colorful. It brings people into the hobby for sure. It's push your luck. There's so many good things going on for Quacks. And then you get the BGG Geek Up bits and it's just delightful.
Perfect. They're
fantastic.
So here's the thing that I feel about Quacks. Quacks is a great game, but what's even better than like playing the game of Quacks is just the enjoyment and like the ridiculousness of playing Quacks, because everything is so thematic and it's such just a fun experience. Like the experience of playing it is better than actually playing the game.
My favorite part of Quacks is when 3 players are done and the 4th player is close to busting. it's one of the most pure joy moments of any game I play. Everybody's cheering that person to bust. You know, I mean, everybody is. But the problem with Quacks is that only comes for about a minute, you know, during each one of the rounds, right? There's a lot of other stuff to the game. But I think that's the appeal of it. Also, we say you know, people say they hate luck in games, yet Stone Age, Quacks, Celestia, all these games that people talk about and people pop up, there's a lot of luck in those games. There's tons of luck. So I don't think we like perfect information games as much as we say. I think that's what it is.
What I will say though,
You
Go ahead.
but before we vote, I think it's kind of unanimous that we have to pick Wingspan. Otherwise, Beth is gonna want to shin kick us all in a shin fight, as she mentioned earlier. So
all over the county, she'll kick you.
Yeah, she's gonna kick us
All right.
All
So I
right.
think we're ready to roll with some eliminations, and this time Verla gets to kick it off. Verla, then Chris, then Jay, then BJ. Verla, what are you going to eliminate?
We did do the round 3 announcement already.
Oh,
Oh,
did
no,
we?
we did not.
Okay, go back to that first.
For El Dorado. So that means that we have BJ with 9, Verla, Jay, and Chris with 6. The only way somebody catches BJ is if they're a sole winner in round 4. So that might introduce some strategery.
Interesting.
we only have to tie BJ though.
That's true. You only have to tie him because then you win. Already explained. So
Gonna be tough.
Verla, I think you get to kick it off. What are you going to eliminate? Or what do you or in other words, what do you think BJ picked?
What do I think BJ picked? That's a great question. I'm going to eliminate 7 Wonders.
Interesting. Not the right choice, but interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, in the 3rd round, I had to change my answer because I actually picked my own game.
You did. You picked the game you picked to eliminate.
I sold myself on my city and forgetting that I picked my city to go to the end. I was like, wait, I got to change that. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that happening. All right. So Verla has eliminated 7 Wonders. Chris, what are you going to eliminate?
Oh,
The
we know
crew.
what you're eliminating. The crew,
Eliminating
what?
The crew.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought you were going with exit. Hmm.
Yeah.
Almost. That's somebody else. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
splitting hairs.
Jay.
I'm gonna go with Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Yeah. Stole mine.
That was the
Stole
one
mine.
that BJ
Alas.
is got Concordia.
So what's left?
You've got Wingspan, Quacks of Quedlinburg, and Exit the Game left.
Do I want to win or do I want to piss off Beth Sobel? I want to win, so I'm gonna kick Wingspan out, even though I love the game and I own everything for it.
Wow.
This is a terrible
And
game.
is
Wow.
gone. All right.
It's a
So
horrible
the
game.
chat
Why am I
has to
throwing
pick. Chat crew has to pick between Quacks of Quedlinburg and Exit the Game. What are you going to axe? What are you going to eliminate? What's the one that doesn't get to stay? So start your comments now.
I can't believe I
Exit should make an exit. I can't believe you did that either, BJ. That was hard.
That's my wife's favorite game. She loves Wingspan. She'll
All
play
right,
it.
remember, you're
anytime.
picking one to eliminate. And I can give you the updates perhaps while these come in if you want to do the rap and chat, BJ.
This is an evil game. Yeah, yep. All right, so
Exit left the game. Love it, Evan.
there's a lot of there's a lot of exit people that are they're axing the X. Yep,
Looks like
I
it.
like it. I like
Looks like it. I think that is the call. So if that's the call,
We're calling it.
is gone. Quacks takes it, which means that in the last round, BJ and Verla both get more points. BJ with 12. Verla takes sole possession of second place with 6, and Jay and Chris are at the back of the pack. BJ with a surprisingly non-Saints-like dominant win from start to finish.
Yeah.
Wow.
I tried to give it away in the 3rd round.
You did. You did.
Eliminating my own game. Attempting to. And so that is Board Game Bataille. BJ, I won for the first game and many times. I don't normally win these games. Verla came out second. Chris and Jay also played. So thank y'all for playing. Thank y'all for playing Board Game Bataille. Don't forget that's brought to you by our Gumbo merchandise. Check out the Game Crafter link that we have in the show to get a copy of your own Board Game Gumbo Blu-ray deck with graphic design by Carlos Roy and instructions to the game. It's only $15. So check that out. Carlos did an awesome job, and the Ace of Spades has a surprise if you take a look at it. Or you can burn the Ace of Spades. I don't care. And replace it with your own deck. That's it. All right. So Verla and Jay, thank you guys for playing. I think we learned a little bit more about both of you, about some of the games. And Jay, we've got a list of games for you for you to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to send you guys back down to the lobby and close it out with Chris.
Bye, friend.